everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I've been watching 90 Day Fiance the other way for a while now, and I wanted to get into a specific character that I think is allowed to slide way too much, especially compared to other people who act the same way that he does, and that is Jihoon. So Jihoon, in my opinion, is basically the same person as Andrei, except unlike Andrei, who's very clear about his intentions, I think that Jihoon is more of a wolf in sheep's clothing. So just to back things up, Jihoon from 90 Day Fiance the other way is married to a girl named Devon, and together they have one child, and she's also got another child of her own from a previous relationship. So yes, she's 23 years old with 2 kids. So she met Jihoon online and then packed up her things to move to South Korea to be with him, and he promised her that he would have a stable life for them, and then they got married, had a kid, and she had to return back to America when he refused to get a proper job to care for their growing family. And so she had to come back to America to rely on her parents to help her out with her kids. And then we saw in their first episode of the season of The Other Way that Devon was packing up to return to South Korea because Jihoon promised her that he found a job and a place for them all to live together. To me, it's wild that a man Jihoon's age, he's 30, I think it is so weird and childish about providing for his family. He's got a wife and 2 kids, and yet he can't have a serious, honest conversation about what he's doing for money, how much he's making, where he wants to move them all, everything like that. He's got Devon moving back and forth between countries under the pretense that he's able to take care of her and her kids. And it turns out, and she didn't even find this out until after they married, that Jihoon has debt from a criminal activity he was doing in the past. It turns out that he was illegally selling cell phones in South Korea for a little while, and he was fined for that a couple of thousands of dollars, and he has not been able to pay it off, obviously because he's got no job. And just the fact that he hid that from her until after they got married was very unfair. I think Jihoon, because he comes off very childish or whatever, and he's got a very kitty face and everything, people let him get away with murder essentially, and it's quite wrong in my opinion. Every time Devon tries to have a serious conversation with him about their finances, he sulks, he changes the subject, he tells her that she talks about money way too much, as if it's not life and death for them. And she's got a child who's old enough to be very affected, very negatively affected, particularly by how much she has to move internationally with her man for this, with her mom for this man. And the worst part is that Devon is trusting him every time she moves with her daughter, and Jihoon does not take that seriously. The child that they have together is only a couple of months old, and now she's already moved from South Korea to America and now is going back to South Korea again, all because her mom cannot rely on her husband. And to me, that's quite sad, and I was so happy to see his friends call him out on the last episode of the show. His friends were saying that he was crazy, it was so shameful that he could do that to Devon twice, lie to her about his finances, and that it was something that men should not be doing. And as friends, they're quite embarrassed by the way that he's treating his wife, and that he is making a fool out of Korean men, in my opinion, all of which is very true. By the way, you guys, sorry for the low energy. I'm getting sick. I'm catching strep throat, and I just wanted to get this video out to you guys before I was down for the count. But yeah, in my opinion, Jihoon is the wolf in sheep's clothing version of Andrei, and that, in my opinion, makes him worse, because at least with Andrei, Elizabeth is signing up for someone who refuses to provide for his family and only wants to rely on her father. He tells her, your father's going to pay for the wedding. Your father's going to pay for our house. Your father's going to pay for X, Y, and Z. And she keeps accepting it. So therefore, it's her own problem. It's her own fault. This is what she settled for. But when it comes to Jihoon and Devon, Devon is thinking that Jihoon is going to step up and provide for the family every time she goes to South Korea. But he's lying to her. And that is just so devastating to kind of witness, because again, she's got her daughter whose life is being extremely disrupted by all of this. She's got a newborn child that she is not even able to fully focus on right now because she's so stressed out financially, because her husband is not a provider in any sense of the word and keeps lying to her, and she's still got those hormones in her body kind of going crazy because she just gave birth, and she has to be stressed out by all of this. I'm like preemptively heartbroken for Devon, not knowing what's about to hit her when she lands in South Korea and finds out that Jihoon doesn't actually have a reliable source of income and that they're gonna have to be living with his parents again, which is something that he promised her was not going to happen. She already paid for the first month of rent on an apartment for the two of them in his country, and he's older than her, and she's got 2 kids to be watching, and he's all alone, but she had to go and pay that first month, and he doesn't know how he's going to be able to sustain them after that first month wears off. So in his mind, they're going to have to move in with his parents, and that's something that Devon does not see coming, and probably does not want to do. She already made that quite clear to him that she wants to live independent of his family, and he's not taking her seriously. He just keeps taking her for a wild ride, and not only her, but her kids as well, and that's what makes it even worse to me than what Andrei's been doing with Libby. Like, he's always been really upfront and honest about not wanting to work as a trucker, not wanting to work for her dad, all this stuff, but Jihoon just keeps lying, and in my opinion, he is incredibly toxic and one of the worst characters of 90 Day Fiance the other way. But enough about my opinions of Jihoon. As always, I'm more excited to hear what you have to say about everything, so please make sure to leave all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.